This video will show you how to create and import references in your RefWorks account. This is my RefWorks account. As you can see, I already have several citations for resources that I found already in my RefWorks library. In order to add a citation manually to my RefWorks account, I want to go in the upper left corner of the toolbar and select the plus sign or add. From the drop-down menu, you want to select Create New Reference. Then on the right side of the screen, a box will pop up and it will have different kinds of references. Right now it's a journal article, but you could click that drop-down menu and select any kind of reference, and the fields would change based on the type of resource it is. And then you can begin typing in the information that you would need for your citation. For example, for a standard MLA or APA citation, you need authors, title of the article, title of the journal, volume, issue, pages, date, and that's about it, I think. And you could use a DOI number or a link depending on the type of resource it is. So here I've put in some information. I have my article title, I have my authors, I've got my publication date, my volume and issue, and I have the journal name, and I have the pages. So all of that information is now something I've entered into that box. And then you just click on Save at the top, and your citation is saved. This is a search results page from the PsycInfo database. This PsycInfo database, I just did a search for a topic, and so I have a bunch of articles here, and I found a couple I'd like to use for my paper. So let's say I wanted to use the first item here. I go ahead and click on the title, Media Ideals and Early Adolescence Body Image. And when I click on the title, I'm taken to a page that contains more information about the article, but there's also a toolbar on the right side of the page, and there's a button that says Export. Depending on what database you are in, you may find this button in a different place, but you want to look in any database. Look for a button that says Export or Citation Manager or Cite, and you should be able to get to the export function for RefWorks. So here in PsycInfo, I'm going to click on the Export button in the tools on the right side of the page. When I click on the Export button, I'm taken to the next page, and I need to find the selection that says RefWorks. So in this case, I want to select Direct Export to RefWorks, and then I'll select Save. When I do that, this box comes up, and all I do is make sure we have the new version of RefWorks. So we want to click on that blue box, Export to the new RefWorks. And once you do that, it will export to RefWorks. And it tells you we've saved one document in your library, and just click on OK. And when you click on OK, it'll take you to a screen that shows you the most recently imported citations. So in this case, here's the article citation for that article that I found in PsycInfo. And if I click on that title, I can open up the box on the right that shows me all of the elements in my citation. If you want to, you could download the full text of that article, and you can add it as an attachment, so it will always be right here attached to this particular article. As you can see in the URL box just a little bit down on this page, there is a link to this article in the PsycInfo database, but if you actually want to have the PDF in here, then you need to download that PDF of the article and add it as an attachment, just like you would add an attachment in an email. The next thing we're going to talk about is how we can export a citation for a resource that we find on the web. If you go to the Tools gear that's up on the menu bar at the top of RefWorks, you'll see a drop-down menu with an option of selecting tools. We're going to go there to install the plugin in our browser bar so that we can grab the citation information from the web. So I'm going to select Tools, and when I select Tools, it'll take me to a list of tools, one of which says Save References on the Web, and you just click on Install Save to RefWorks. The next page that you're taken to will give you a little plugin that you just like drag and drop onto your browser bar, whether it's Google or Firefox or any other browser that you're using. So here is an example. I now have my Save to RefWorks on my browser bar, so you can see it right at the top there. And here's a web page that I found, and I would like to save this web page as a source for a paper that I'm doing. When I click on Save to RefWorks, when I'm on this web page, a little box pops up on the side that is the information that it is pulled from that page for that particular citation. Sometimes there is information missing or it hasn't been pulled in properly. You might see that the author's names are missing and the publication date actually is incorrect. For a citation, it doesn't need to include the time. So I'm going to go ahead while this box is up, and I'm going to put in the author's name since it's right there for me. It's Diana Denza, and I'm going to fix that publication date, and then down at the bottom of the box, I'm going to click Save to RefWorks. When I click Save to RefWorks, it tells me it's saved, and then I get a View in RefWorks box. And when I click on View in RefWorks, I can go back to RefWorks and see how that citation looks. So here it's pulled in that citation for that web page. And it looks pretty good to me, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's an easy way to pull things right off of the web into your RefWorks. Do you want to learn more about RefWorks? Go to guides.lib.wayne.edu/RefWorks. Or if you need help, go to library.wayne.edu/help. You can visit us via chat, email, phone, or text.